Good evening and welcome to the Ike. This is Snider with WRNS Productions, SSN, the first ever Snider Sports Broadcasting Network. I'm here with Mr. Cook on the microphone doing play-by his placement. How are we doing,
Season? National Anthem.
Well, it is an atmosphere that I have never experienced before. Even as I pulled in, I was here early, and it really felt like a small town vibe coming in. You had families walking through the neighborhoods. You had parking lots.
They're already throwing the national anthem at us, guys. We're standing there going quick. Amazing, the mighty Snider marching band doing this national anthem. And we'll now listen in on the East Noble School song. There are the Snider student section doing their job, turning their backs towards the East Noble crowd. This is an electrifying atmosphere, and we'll just listen in a minute, but this is incredible to see our own traditions begin here at home.
Hi, Brooke. Hi, Amanda.
And now, for the greatest school song in all of Indiana, the Snider School Song!
Yes, that is the voice of John Tudor, the voice of the Panthers for the past 17, 18 years, and he's going the best school song in all of Indiana.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go, folks, the mighty Panther Marching Band. Again, off to a great start for their season 2. They get to practice Wednesday evening here on this magnificent field at the Ike, and it's new for all our kids. You know, it's something very exciting.
Yeah, it's this is a long time coming. You look around the stadium and you look around, you see anything from little kids coming to their first game to the alumni who've been here, who really laid the foundation for this program. And as I was mentioning, coming into the stadium, I got here about an hour or so before the game, and even then you had parking lots and neighborhoods filling up. You had families walking together to the game and to the stadium, and so you really get that community feel. And there really is nothing like it. This really is a special night for so many people. It's such a historic, monumental night for the Snider Panther Nation as we are opening up the Russ Isaacs Stadium for the first time under these Friday night lights tonight. And as you look out onto the track here, you can see that the band is lining up. We do have the tunnel, the inflatable tunnel is ready to go to receive your 26-27 Snider High School Panther football team. And I got to tell you, as someone who is in the building, there was definitely a different vibe, a different type of energy leading up to this Friday night. You could feel it among the students, you could sense it among the staff, and if you know our fearless leader, Chad Hissong, there is nothing that he is more ready for than tonight. It is a different culture here at Snider. It is a culture of excellence, a culture of winning, and a culture of expectation. And looking at last year, probably a little bit of a letdown by Snider's standards, but knowing Kurt Tittman and knowing the way that he and his staff runs that program, you can't expect them to stay down for too long. So tough loss last week against the Tigers of Warsaw, but ready to turn this around as we get ready to kick off here in about 10.5 minutes against the Knights of East Noble, and then starting next week moving into SAC play, where they expect to be that top dog as we head into the postseason and make a run at the coveted state title. But again, just a beautiful night. It's a beautiful fall night here in Northeast Indiana. And as someone who has coached in almost every stadium here in Northeast Indiana, my time coaching, there is nothing more beautiful than this one. I had the privilege of walking through the new facilities with Chad and looking at the locker room, looking at the athletic training facility, being in the booth, looking at the field. This really is one of the most beautiful stadiums you will find, if not Northeast, in all of Indiana.
And here's the situation, too. You know, I went to Snider High School, graduated in '84, and it's been the discussion since then. I mean, it probably started in 1964 when the school was built. And to be here as a teacher 36 years later and to see it come to fruition, the neighborhood, the community.
Yes.
These kids can walk to a Friday night game. I mean, you can feel it in their blood, the excitement. And, you know, and then we got, hard to mention the fact, Coach Ike, you know, the legend, naming it the Ike. We have some videos during halftime to play of his history and things. And no better name, no better person deserving of the honor of being the Russ Isaacs Stadium here at Snider High School. And keeping in mind, the field is still Bowser Field, named after a longtime bus driver. The field itself is still Bowser Field. And again, Maurice drove us to many, many wrestling meets and football players for many years. And again, never were late to an event. Never, you know, we could have been an hour behind leaving because we were cutting weight, but we still made it on time. So great atmosphere, great event.
And to your point, Russ Isaacs, I remember as a kid watching the highlight zone on the news on Friday nights and his iconic handlebar mustache. When you think Snider High School football, yes, the amazing players, but first and foremost, you think of Russ Isaacs. And one thing that talking to Coach Tittman, one thing about Russ Isaacs is he had a phrase, and it was 3 simple words: at your service. And that's something that you sense within Snider, within the program, within the staff, within the leadership. So there really is no better person to name this beautiful stadium after, because he made it his life's mission to be at the service of Snider High School and its community.
Yes, I mean, and we've got the starting lineups that looks like coming up here. They're
Starting at tackle, number 52, Darian Clofton. Starting at defensive end, number 7, Janine Dean Cortez. And starting at defensive tackle, number 55, Camden Browning. The Panthers are coached by Mr. Kurt Pittman.
Again, this is a situation it's new to all of us, how we're going to enter the field, how the team's working on new traditions. I know over the summer, Coach Tip was talking, and just how do you create an atmosphere? We've been traveling for so long in the Friday night tradition. I mean, all of us as athletes, we knew, they knew Friday night. If you had, no matter win or lose, you're going to sing the school song when you turned on the Vans. Now you got to recreate the magic of what is legacy.
Yeah.
Look at that. You're seeing on the video board out here too, and on our view, they are marching the new tradition. The team arm in arm marching through the back of the stadium, coming around. They're going to come around the far end of the stadium towards Vance. This is their tradition they worked on this summer. This is how they wanted to enter the field. They're outside of the gate. They're not inside. They're going to come in, and we'll see what they do, because it's all new to us. We see East Noble coming on the field to the far left. These are all new traditions, all new atmosphere. What a great thing. Look at the video up there. That's WRNS Productions, Snider Sports Network at their finest, back behind the scenes, trying to keep with them. No steady cam involved. That's just my rookie cameraman. Proud of him so far. Stay with the play. And here they come, and now we'll see what we got.
Here they come to the south side of the field. We have the inflatable tunnel where the beautiful Jumbotron is.
Put your hands together. Here come your Snider Panthers.
Filling that up. And here come
the
the Panthers.
No, that tunnel is donated by the Sanders family, of longtime Snider family. Kids went here. Dad taught here, so the Sanders family donated the runway tunnel. So thanks to the Sanders family for that. And what it is, now we come to the student section. The players come around the bench. This is the new tradition of Snider High School. You're seeing it live and in action here at Snider High School. The new tradition. Getting the fans hyped, getting the student sections hyped up.
Waving that black and gold Snider-esque flag with pride as they go to visit their students who support them through thick and thin as they go to the field for the coin toss at midfield before we kick off and get this new tradition, this new legacy started here at Russ Isaacs Stadium. If that doesn't give you goosebumps on a Friday night, I don't know what will.
I tell you, again, couldn't be a beautiful sunshiny day, about 70-some degrees outside, perfect weather, perfect conditions, players ready, no bus ride. What a deal. They got to hang out and be together, and no bus ride over to Northrop, so this is the way it should be, and it will be for the future of the Snider Panthers. Well, and here comes Mr. Zimbo, the Snider Athletic Director, one instrumental in this process. So many people to make this happen. Mr. Zimbo, Mr. Hissong, the school board, just everyone coming together.
Snider fans, let's welcome, the sitting in the stands, our 1966 first Snider High School varsity football team. The 1966 high school varsity football team, there are members in the stands. The first touchdown was scored by Mr. Denny Gratz, the first ever Snider High School touchdown. Congratulations, class of 1966.
So they're announcing the class of 1966 is here. First ever official Snider touchdown was scored by a member of that class. And we're getting out to center field here for on the beautiful Snider script logo for the ceremonial coin toss. Again, just a lot of activity, things coming together here. Mr. Zimbo with the official. Here comes the Snider captains arm in arm. Kenyon Conklin, number 51, one of the captains, a three-time starter, I believe, a 3-year starter for the Panthers, and played a lot even his freshman year.
What a truly historic moment. The first coin toss just being thrown at midfield before we get this game kicked off to determine who's going to receive and who's going to be kicking to start off this game here at Russ Isaac Stadium. What an absolute pleasure to be part of it.
The game, August 28th, 2026, Snider versus Eastville. They're available in the black and gold. Then the merchandise store here at the Ike, and $10 for the coin. It's hard, still good golf market. Good bet. Here we go.
Receive the opening kickoff at Russ Isaac Stadium.
Just about set for kickoff here at
Why are we?
And we are just now under 1 minute to kick off here to start the first ever home game at Russ Isaac Stadium. Snider will be receiving this opening kickoff at the south end of the field. And they are taking their place now. East Noble getting prepared to send out their kickoff unit.
Especially for the kickoff of the 3, Keith Robinson. Number 23, Casey Warfield. And number 82, Darren Williams. Kicking off for the Knights. Number 39, Lemons, Peter.
The Panthers step back to receive.
Number 36, Gillespie.
What's that?
Gillespie is going to tee it up at the 40. He's throwing the white uniform. Gillespie waiting for the signal to kick it off, and we're in the era of Snider football underway.
Kicker gets a signal. The kick is up. And it's received at the 20-yard line, trying to get it to the wide side of the field, cutting back up the middle. A little bit of leg room, makes it up to the 25-yard line. And that is where Snider's offense will start tonight.
Number 55 down there, set the edge. He was not going
First and 10 on the 30-yard line for the Panthers.
He made sure that Wayne was not going to get out wide. And he is great at 6'2", 210.
So here we go.
And here comes that first possession of the new era at Russ Isaac Stadium, starting out in the pistol formation. And running back taken down a few yards behind the line of scrimmage. Got to get those nerves out though. You're going to have those nerves. You're going to have that adrenaline to start it off. Offense just needs to settle in and find their groove. A lot of excitement. Student section very much involved, going crazy. It is a blackout, so you see just a sea of black here at Russ Isaac Stadium.
Max Johnson back quarterback. He quarterback for the season last year, second year quarterback.
Johnson. Johnson, play action.
Quick throw to about the 39-yard line.
Johnson on the reception.
4-yard line, rather. So that should bring up a 3rd and 3. 36.
That was scoreboard back. Good job on the screen right there. They had 3 defenders around Robinson.
They're down 6 to go. They're at a tremendous sideline class. Mike up on the left hash, number 7 player right. In the country is outside formation, and they are going to give it nothing there.
Braylon Burton on the carry.
And that brings out the punting unit for the Panthers.
Panthers punt away.
That's a good one, and the kick is away.
Short catch.
About the 35-yard line, and that's where the Knights of East Noble will take over.
And we're going to see East Noble offense with a punt first time this year.
Looking at last week, the Panthers traveled to Warsaw to play the Tigers, where they saw a lot of that option style football. And if you watched any of the East Noble Northside game last week, that's exactly what East Noble did to Northside. So expect to see a lot of that this week as well. What it's going to come down to is disciplined football. All 11 players, every play, reading their keys, doing their job, and making their play. East Noble loves to pull receivers. They love to pull their backside guard and tackle for that counter play to try to trap that end. Quick throw, incomplete. And that brings up 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. So both offenses looking a little excited in these first drives, and I'm sure that is the adrenaline of the night. It takes a little bit for them to settle in, but here we go. It is 3rd and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Steps back, looking, scanning, looking downfield with the throw. And it is complete. It is complete at the 30, at the 44-yard line. East Noble going with a hurry-up offense, trying to keep that momentum and that tempo going. Handoff up the middle, trying to bounce to the outside. Swarmed by the edge of that Snider defensive line. Little to no gain on that play. That brings up 2nd and 10 for East Noble. Again, no huddle. Looking to the sideline to get the play.
2nd and 10.
We have receiver in motion. Handoff. And again, Swarm, that defensive line is not having it for Snider. They are all over that offensive line of East Noble, and they are fired up.
Tim, I'd like to go back 2 plays earlier. Now,
And that brings up 3rd and 9. And all accounts, that last 3rd down, you give these receivers enough time, and they're going to find an opening. So good job on the offensive line for East Noble for that. But for the most part, Snider did their job. So let's see if they can close it out here and force a punt. Another handoff up the middle, finds a little bit of room, but met just a few yards after by a sea of black. And that should bring up 4th down. That brings up 4th and 5, and it looks like the offense is staying on the field for East Noble.
All he did was make plays like you just saw right there.
I would watch for a hard count, misdirection, rolling to his left, quarterback looks, scans, decides to take himself, waits, and he dumps it, and it is caught for a 1st down for East Noble. At about the 16, 17 yard line on the far side of the field. It's tough as a defensive player. It's tough when you're doing a scramble drill and that quarterback starts to approach the line of scrimmage, whether you leave your man to go get the ball or you stay to your man. Nice run on 1st down, bounce it out to the left side for a gain of 8 or 9 to bring up 2nd and short. Continuing with that hurry up offense, Snider trying to sub players out, keep them fresh. Quarterback takes a snap, handoff up the middle, bounces to the right to the outside, and again, that defensive line is doing their job thus far here on this opening offensive drive for East Noble. 3rd and 2 to go for the Knights. Looks like an inside zone, bounce to the outside, lost his footing, but we do have a flag on the play.
Sorry.
Behind you. Waiting to see what this flag is. Looks like it is on East Noble. I did not see what the call was, but based on how far they're backing up, it looks like it is a holding on East Noble. So that should bring up 3rd and 7, I believe. Quarterback takes a snap, rolls to his right, throws to his right, caught by number 1, going toward the middle of the field, and taken down. That will be enough to move the chains. That sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal from looks like about the 7 or 8. Hand off to the weak side of the field, gain of 1, maybe 2. That brings up 2nd and goal. The refs are deliberating about something. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Face mask on Snider.
So it's going to be half the distance and the first down.
That is not what we want to do when we are backed up against the wall here and they're in the red zone. You can't give up penalties like that. That gives them a fresh set of downs. It is 1st and goal. About the 4. 1st and goal. Snap, handoff up the middle again, bouncing to the outside, and he will score for East Noble. Touchdown, East Noble. Everything gets clogged in the middle there, which is where the play is designed to go, but the running back bounces to the outside. There's a lack of containment out there. You've got the receivers on the corners, and when it's one-on-one blocking, that opens everything up for that running back to have an easy lane into the end zone. Here is the point after, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So that brings the score now 7 for East Noble, 0 for your Panthers, but will receive the ball here shortly.
East Noble 7, Snider 0.
And as I got to say here, sitting up in the booth, looking over this beautiful field, our production team for the Snider Sports Network, working very hard to make sure everything is running as it should be. Ran by students, for students, doing such a great job to make all this whole production possible. Everything from the sound system to the video to the Jumbotron to listening to me here now on Panther Paws, all done by students in Mr. Guitard's class. So great job by them. And here we are to kick off by East Noble here to your Snider Panthers for their second offensive possession of this match.
They will now kick with Keith Robbins. They had a little pooch kick last time, Jeff. I think that's going to be the game plan all night long.
You got to keep it away from Keith Robinson. He's absolutely electric back there, standing on his 7-yard line. And Tim, we just saw something for Keith Klein.
And if you go back to that first kickoff, it was not a deep kickoff, and I think that was intentional. Snider, we have some very, very dangerous returners in our return game. The plan might be to keep it away from them, so might have a little pooch kick to get it to some of the bigger guys up front to prevent them from busting it wide open and taking it to the house. So we'll see what the plan is on the second kickoff of the night. The kicker is ready. Kicker looking to his right, to his left, hand up, and here we go. It is again a push kick to the 20-yard line, scooped up, ran up that right side. He's got some room. He's got some room. He's got a blocker in front. Can he make a move? He can! And he is tackled at the Snider, or the East Noble 15-yard line. Big return for this Snider Panther team, and that is what we needed to get this second drive going. What a great return. The plan was to keep it away from our dangerous returners, but Snider said, thank you, we will take that. I'll take over from here, and I will do it myself. What a great return to set this offense up in a great spot here. What a great return. He had a little bit more room in that right side. I think he could have taken it to the house.
And you tell me.
Ran out a little bit of real estate there. He has blockers out in front, but a good blocker, or good tackler rather, will use that sideline to his advantage and bring him out. Unfortunately, it does look like he's going to have a 24-yard line. Panthers from their own 24. That great return, so we are going to go back to the 24-yard line. That is where
you want to get interviewed later? Maybe if.
Coming down that
dude, my
still
fucking killing me. Oh my god.
Right side.
Our camera has audio.
Johnson takes the snap.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me check my cameraman.
That brings up
What's up?
We've got audio, so if we want to go do that interview, we can.
Alright, yeah, it does show that's going. AGC, right?
5'9", 160 pounds.
Skylar wants to know AGC, right? He said
I just heard it.
Johnson gets the play from the sideline and jogs back to his crew for this 2nd and 10.
Get out of here.
Yeah, she says she's seeing our audio.
Yeah, it does show that it's going up, so.
It says audio's good.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, we shall go find someone to interview and we will let you guys know when we...
So we don't need the mic.
Johnson with Burton
Okay, cool.
out in protection.
So we just gotta find someone to interview now.
Johnson just gets rid of it and throw it away. That is
No, because like...
pass to protection.
Going out of bounds by 17. Johnson got to bring third down and 10 to Panthers.
For this Panther offense.
Alright, who's on the list first?
Well, there was Zimbo. Zimbo.
I
Johnson
guess,
really
man.
had no opportunity. He immediately had a swarm of knights in his face, so he did all
Sure.
he could do. He made a smart play, did not
We
force
got nothing else to do
anything,
right now.
but lived to fight another down and
just
just
finding
got
people
rid of
to
it. So that
interview.
does bring up 3rd and 10 on their own 24-yard
Can I like flip this thing upside
line.
down to hold in my other hand? Is that gonna screw with it? Camera
Bring an
2,
extra tight
currently
end
pointing it
for
at the cameraman.
support. Looks like a screen pass. He's got blockers out in front. They make a man miss. And that does bring up
Johnson, 11-yard gain of play.
Nobody's faster than the cameraman.
Make sure she said, make sure it's like the whole
and that just allows Burton to be patient as he takes the lead through that wall to find
I don't know what she just said.
great call, great patience, and screenplay is that type of play that does take a lot of patience. It's a lot of moving parts, it's a lot of timing. It's the type of play that can go either way.
Okay. They don't have a headset?
They got the Burton in the middle, Burton's dancing side to side, gain of
I think they're camera 3.
Number 6, Burton, the ball carrier.
Over here.
play.
Tackle made by 2, Phillips.
Camera 3 is completely dead. They haven't heard anything.
Okay, hold on. They're right here. Yeah, right there. Blue bag camera 3.
Burton definitely has those quick feet.
Blue bag is camera 3.
Typically make the first man miss.
I'm
Gain of 4 to play, 2nd down and 6, Panthers.
Flying to the ball.
Are y'all camera 3?
No, we're
He
camera
will
6.
make you pay
What?
for it.
They said
This
you're
brings
camera
up
3 is
2nd
dead. You gotta get back up
6
there.
We're not
for the
camera 3.
Panthers.
We're up.
Yeah.
We're live right now.
Okay, so like...
Okay.
That's us.
Snap, Johnson.
Okay.
Johnson
Camera
thinks
3.
Johnson throws, and that is incomplete, just over the head.
That pass is incomplete to receiver number 12.
No,
Johnson.
their headset's dead.
And that made a 3rd down, 6 for the Panthers.
Well, do we see
But
anybody else at the
Johnson put it where only his receiver could get it.
We can't do anything.
Play.
We're
So that
live.
does bring up 3rd and
I don't know, man.
6.
Yeah, he was one of them that was running.
He can help you guys. He can help y'all.
Yeah, you want to help?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, we just need camera 3.
Yeah, okay, so I have
Yeah,
to
send
go.
them back up there.
You've been working with Snider. How do you feel about a new stadium? And then, what's the third one I got?
How do you think our team's going to play? I don't know.
How do you think our team's gonna play?
How do you think we're going to do this season?
The play recovered by 55. Touchdown, Knights.
We got this.
Fine, okay? It's fine,
Alright, then let's go.
Number 36, Calypso. Number 55, Guess. Holder number 3, Klein.
I guess, man. Hi.
Sorry about that if you were experiencing some technical difficulties there. But unfortunately, Johnson gets nailed on that play, fumble, scoop and score by East Noble, and that brings up the PAT.
talking, they can't hear me talking. So I don't know. Yeah. Okay, well, I just switched the mic. Maybe my mic was off and this one was on. You can hear what I was just saying? Okay.
And here is the point after the touchdown, the snap, the hold, the kick, and it is blocked. It is blocked. That does give a little bit of a start to this Panther team.
That makes it East Noble 13, Snider 0.
Fair enough. Okay.
We're only at first quarter. We're only at first quarter. Don't worry. Calm down. Deep breaths.
Look at the
Deep breaths. First quarter.
You're wearing the right one.
I'm holding the camera.
How? We have more people in them.
It's only first quarter. Deep breath. We got this. Golden time.
Again, we just blocked that point after the touchdown, so that does make the score 13 for East Noble, 0 for your Snider Panthers.
That's what
but
I'm
we are about
saying.
to have our kickoff return, which we know is so dangerous, and at any time could flip the script of this game and turn it around. So here comes our kick return.
Allen. We have 5. We have 5 cameras.
Number 36, Gillespie. Second, return to Steve Robinson.
All right, kicker looks to his right, he looks to his left, and he is ready for this kickoff to send it to the Panthers for the third drive of the night. And there is that little squib kick to the near side of the field. And again, there's a good block and a good return to get them out past the 35. No penalties this time, and that will set up Snider's offense 1st and 10 from about the 35-yard line.
36-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers.
Still makes it natural. This shows you the speed and athleticism of number 2.
But still, your position to start their drive. I mean, they ran some positive plays, but just not consistent. Right now, they're going to actually go with the eye.
And we have Johnson under center, sending his receiver in motion to the far side of the field, takes a snap, 3-step drop, pass, caught, far side of the field, and does get that first down to about the 49, 50-yard line. Nice rhythm play for the Panthers offense. Quick 3-step pass to the out route to get your player out in space and let him do what he does, and that does create a 1st and 10 for this offense. And they are back in the shotgun here. Johnson takes a snap, handoff up the middle, and that is a no gain, maybe a gain of 1. That should bring up 2nd and 9 for the Panthers. And if you are listening, tuning in at home, we appreciate you listening to Panther Paws, presented to you by the Snider Sports Network. It takes a village to get this production going, and for it being the first game of the season, a lot of moving parts, a lot of doing things for the first time. So sometimes audio may not be the greatest, video may not be the greatest at times, but we are figuring it out, we are making it happen, and we are just out here enjoying some Friday Night Lights, and we do have an incomplete pass to number 12, Josh Neal, well defended, but that does bring up 3rd and 9.
Because Josh Neal had one beat. And it looked like that throw was a little
They make a third down and 9 for the Panthers.
Sterling was able to read through and make the pass defended. Check it out. Johnson with a clean pocket right there. No, Sterling was actually right there with him stride for stride. But that was going to be a tough one. 250. Sterling comes down with his athleticism. Tim, he's a star basketball player.
He's got a pretty good roster here. Just couldn't get that late down.
Third down and 9 from the 50. Drop back.
Johnson snaps, he pump fake, throws in. That should be a penalty. Pass interference on the play, again on Neal.
There was no contact at all. And that is
It looks like as if their feet may have gotten tangled, but optics look like it was a penalty. Nevertheless, that does help Snider, and that should give them a new set of downs as they move into East Noble territory across the 50-yard line down to about the ref is walking it out now, and it appears to be about the 35-yard line. So that brings up 1st and 10 for your Panthers. Johnson under center.
Last 2 minutes of our first quarter.
In that I formation, bouncing to the outside. Can he get the edge? He does get the edge. Nice little gain there, taken down by a handful of Knights. Nice solid 4 to 5 yard gain on that 1st and 10.
Gain of 5 on the play. Here's a 2nd down 5 for the Panthers.
Yeah, and they used to lead back there to help with any of the penetration through the outside.
Second down and 5.
It is 2nd down and 5. Tight end in motion on that left side of the formation. Sliding now across to the wide side of the field. 3-step drop, throw. Has a step and just outside the reach of number 3, Keontae Robinson, who may have had a step on him. Johnson with Knights in his face, had to throw it up there maybe a little prematurely, but nevertheless that does bring up 3rd and 5.
Minute 12 remains.
no question about it, Jeff.
With a big third down and what might be 4 down territory.
Here we go on this 3rd and 5. Handoff up the middle. Nice hole. Way to follow your blocks, and that line gets in and is pushing, and that should be right. It is. It is enough for a Panther 1st down. And he earned that 1st down. That was a team effort. He was stopped initially, but those big men up front hitting that weight room pushed him forward across that goal line, and that brings up 1st and 10 for the Panthers at about the 25-yard line. Set up on the left hash of the field. Johnson takes the snap, turn, look, throw to the outside, just off the fingertips to the near side. That will bring up 2nd and 10.
That'll make it 2nd down and 10 Panthers.
That was not a bad throw by Johnson at all, and my dad taught me if you touch it, you can catch it. He touched it, should have caught it, but he was well defended. It would have been a contested catch, as it were, but that does bring up 2nd down for Johnson. Johnson takes a snap, handoff up the middle, a little bit of room there. Nice little play there, nice little gain of about 4 or 5, about 4, so that should bring up 3rd down and a more manageable 6 to go.
10-yard run came out of that double wing. I'm telling you, you got to get steady in that thing. Everybody's mounted up for blue and Russ Isaac
And that is the end of the first quarter here at Russ Isaac Stadium, home of the Snider Panthers, and your score is 13 East Noble, Snider 0, but a lot of game left, a lot of football to be played here on this beautiful Friday night here in Northeast Indiana, as your home team, the Snider Panthers, start the new era at their beautiful facility here, the Russ Isaac Stadium. That was inaugurated just before the school year began with a ribbon-cutting ceremony to honor those that came before, who really laid the foundation for this program, for this school, and for this community. So it is such a special night here, out here at the corner of Vance and Reed. And it's just such an honor to be able to call this play. Never thought that I would be calling a Snider High School football game like this, but what a blessing to be here, and it's an honor to give you tonight's game, the first ever here at Russ Isaac Stadium.
Learn more at ParkingSportsMedicine.com today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Start up our second quarter before we get into it. A couple of updates for you. Northside up 12-0 over David. That's in the second. And Lewis just got underway. Andrew already on the board. 7-0. Decatur Central absolutely smacking Wayne 20-0. They're at Wayne Stadium.
And Decatur Central played the state championship.
And here we are set to take on the second quarter here. East Noble taking the field. Snider now trotting on for this 3rd and 6. And it is 3rd and 6 at the 20-yard line. Snap, drop, throw, open, and that is a Snider touchdown! Johnson to Keontae Robinson for the first ever touchdown at Russ Isaac Stadium. And the poppers are going, the cheerleaders are going crazy, and these fans are enjoying this first touchdown of the season here at their new stadium. Again, that 3-step drop seems to be the bread and butter for Johnson and his receivers. And here is the point after attempt here for the Snider team.
Reaction pass. Number 88, Shevlin is the place kicker. Huge play.
Snap, hold, kick, up, and it is good. That brings us to 13 for East Noble, 7 for your Snider Panthers. And it seemed like as this game was starting to go on here, it seemed like some momentum was shifting towards the Knights of East Noble, but that is the play that Snider needed to say, hey, we are still here. We are in this game. This is our field. This is our home field. We are not going to give up that easily. 1-2 touchdowns is not going to be enough for us to stop there. And what a great play. That play action froze the linebackers just enough to get that receiver open for a great catch. Blocks made by the receivers, which led to that touchdown.
I mean, Coach Tippmann's one of the best to ever do it. Obviously, 2 state championships under his belt, and that's what the staff is really good at, is making those adjustments. These aren't halftime adjustments. These are game adjustments, which is really impressive.
Kicking off, number 88 is Shevlin. Set to return at 12, John.
Jim Shevlin's grandson from his son John.
The deep return number 12. Close. And number 1, Alexander Scott.
For me, when I was 11 or 12 years old in St. Joe's Little League, taught me how to throw the knuckleball and taught me some important things.
Taught you how to play first base.
I'm telling you what, he taught me a lot. Jim says it maybe a little
Snider set to kick off here. Kicker placing the ball now.
baseball production.
And you see so much baseball, and some of these young kids don't even know the fundamentals that what Jim taught you back in the day.
Jeff and I really take it on. Kids weren't watching full baseball games like we did in our day. I mean, Sunday night baseball, I was locked in for 3 hours.
Kicker looks to his right, to his left, gets a signal, and the kick is up and off, and it is received at about the 7-yard line. It is fumbled, dropped, picked up, ran to the outside, to the far side of the field. He's got blockers, he's got a lane. Is anyone going to? We were using that sideline and push out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Good return there for East Noble.
Making the tackle, number 22, Keith Hunter.
Well, he bobbled that. So big things are going to happen. I don't know what it is. I've seen it way too many times.
I think players move their lanes when they see a fumble. It just slows them off their lanes.
And Jamari's Cole did a great job getting downfield right there.
And that's all, that return was all made possible by the blocking that set up that return. Now East Noble's offense comes out now looking to extend this lead.
This is it right here. I expect. Let's see if they go for a home run ball here right on first.
With this momentum, let's see what we run here. Handoff up the middle, shifting back forth, and a gain of about 3 or 4.
This got to be an interesting game for Ian Ramey because he was just a year ago up in Kendallville against the Snider Panthers, where he did break his, I believe it was his knee. He was averaging 7 yards a carry before that had happened. You can see Ramey runs right in the back of his locker right there, was trying to scrape off to the right. There's nothing happening on that specific play.
2nd and 7 for East Noble.
And here is 2nd and 7 for East Noble. Man in motion, set to the left side. He's got man-to-man on the outside. He is open, and it is a touchdown. East Noble. And that is number 1, Alexander Scott, the 6'2", 185-pound senior with the grab.
Another touchdown run. Oh my gosh, that was James Ford with the cover.
Once again, Alex Scott, he's one of the best in Northeast Indiana. He's showing you why right there. Now, East Noble's going to go
throughout.
2 point to make
Northeast
it
Indiana.
a 2-touchdown, 2-score ball game.
East Noble's going to go for 2. They set up a cash.
Line rolls out, looking for the comeback.
And they do to go for 2. And he is tackled short, so that is 19-7, trying to create that official 2-score separation, but does not get it. So Snider's defense holds on that 2-point conversion, making it a 19-7 ball game.
All the momentum goes away. Beautiful kickoff return by Phillips and then Alexander Scott. But the throw job was Klein, tremendous.
Yeah, and Klein right here, I mean, saw that he had a chance at it. You know, none of his receivers were open.
I was just going to ask her, you didn't have a chance to talk about it last week because we didn't have any scores.
So you're
every score, and you're going to go with that every scoring drive
in this game. I mean, he has been so solid. The only reason we say that, folks, is because last week,
that's fine.
He's not have to ask a lot of Eastern Klein to win that game 19-0 against Northside.
No problem. I feel like I owe him
to step up large in this game. He has answered the call.
Yeah, I mean, did that not look like a pass from Riley Biddle right there? I mean, just drop that right in the breadbasket of Scott.
1 minute, 5 seconds, 2 plays. That's all it took for East Noble
rolling
to
over
answer
to
the
that
Snider
side of the field,
touchdown.
and it was even a post route that brought the wide receiver back to the center of the field where it was rolling just the wrong angle, a little bit late of a roll for the safety that left the man-on-man coverage.
Now Braylon Burton is back in the game there in the middle of your
set up by the big
turn.
You know, that's the match.
We'll see if they opt to keep it away from number 3. In that situation, Tim, you can always pitch it back.
On that post route,
keep Robinson involved.
We've seen that under Bronte Johnson.
And here we have the kickoff to the Panthers, fielded by number 3. Robinson to the outside, trying to find some wiggle room, and does get pushed out about the 27-yard line.
Fourth out of bounds by number 20, Nathaniel Wilson.
That's exactly what I thought, too. Number 1, Robinson got through the tackle. Austin,
that was like you said,
Jeff, what'd you say?
There's been 2 big plays in this game.
Phillips once again did a good job of shedding the block. And, that tackle, if you want to call it that, because it was an extreme effort, even to put yourself in that situation, led to the tackle.
Most players are not even getting on that. How about Northside, led by head coach Caitlin Smith, the Bishop Lures product, the WRNS product, and the NFL product. They're up 20-0 now over New Haven.
They lost 19-0, but once you get Brandon Sanders back, they are going to be in contention for a sectional 19
high school in the backfield.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Fakes. Great tackle in the backfield for no gain. That will bring up 2nd down.
You think they got number 4 Mirror? They want to know was he there at all time. That might be Ian Ramey's assignment, as we haven't seen him too much close to the line of scrimmage. Right there as Panthers makes the grab.
That does bring up the illegal formation against the Panthers. That is declined. That does bring up 2nd down, so it is 2nd and 12. Johnson in that pistol formation, scans, looking to his left, looking to his right, takes a snap, looks downfield, quick throw to the outside for a tunnel screen to number 3, who finds room to the outside and gets pushed out about the 37-yard line. That was number 3, Keaton Robinson, the 5'10", 155-pound senior wide receiver, making moves out there. Great tunnel screen, designed to go up the middle, but found real estate to the outside. Sometimes if you get an over pursuit by that defense and you cut it the opposite way, that does create some running lanes, so good vision on his part, but that does set up 1st and 10 for the offense. Johnson takes a snap, handoff up the middle, bounce to the outside, and met viciously by number 2, Austin Phillips, the 6'2", 200-pound sophomore linebacker for East Noble. Phillips, who is one of the top football players in the state of Indiana for his class. That is not a player that is going to just let go of you. And had a great game last week against the school on East State. That does bring up 2nd and 9 in that pistol formation. Johnson takes a snap, scans, looks, throws to the outside, and it is caught. That is caught and taken down. That is number 12, number 12, Josh Neal, who he's been trying to get to all night. Finally, they get that connection. So great play by those two. That is 1st and 10 for your Snider Panthers.
Here play right there.
Johnson now under center. And the handoff up the middle. It is fumbled. There is a scrimmage for it. East Noble says they have it, and they do. It is East Noble football. East Noble with the turnover. The ball was on the deck for a little bit of time, but ultimately it was recovered by East Noble. And the ball is now going to be placed at the 50-yard line on the near side of the field. 1st and 10 for the Knights.
Johnson was pretty far away from the RB, he had to really reach forward to get that handoff. And shout out to Ian Raymond.
All right, East Noble set up on the near side of the field. And does take the handoff, and there will be maybe a gain of 1 on the play that will bring up 2nd and 9. And one thing that I'm noticing about this East Noble offense tonight compared to when they played the team from East State last week, they are going a little bit more of that spread formation rather than that wing T type bunch that was so successful against the Legends last week. But quarterback rolls out to his right, looks, and is spun around, holding on to the ball, but does not get away. And there seems to be a fumble on the play, and there is, and it is recovered by your Snider Panthers. That is recovered by number 34, Cole Baumgartner. The 6', 205-pound junior linebacker comes up with the ball. It is Snider's ball now, 1st and 10. And that could not come at a better time right there by your defense to force the ball to hit the deck and be recovered. That is what we needed. So now the offense back out onto the field for Snider to take advantage of the opportunity. And I'm thinking if I'm Snider, I might take a shot downfield here. Why not? You've got the room. I would go play action over the top, 3-step drop to the outside. It is caught, and he is taken down at about the 39, 40-yard line. A solid pickup of about 7 on that 1st down play to bring up 2nd and 3 for your Panthers. It looks like that quick pass right now is what is most efficient and effective for this Panther offense. Johnson now under center in the I formation with the handoff met immediately and spun down in the backfield for a loss of 1 or 2 on the play. But he was met in the backfield pretty much as soon as he was given the ball. He really had nowhere to go. Reminded me a little bit of Joseph Adai for the Colts, who was kind of famous for as soon as he got the ball, he would step left, right, be patient, and try to find that hole. But unfortunately, there was no hole to be found. Good play by the defensive line of East Noble. But nevertheless, we are back in the pistol formation with that handoff up the middle, but does find room and gets almost back to that. It almost gets the 1st down, about 1.5 yards short. And that does bring up 4th down, and it looks like Coach is sending offense back onto the field. And we'll see if we go with a hard count, if we run the play. We are in a bunch formation here. So this is just power football here. He does find a hole that is going to be enough for a 1st down for Snider. That is a 1st down. Snider says, hey, you Snowball, you're not the only ones that can play smash. We watch out for us. Got about 6.5 minutes left in this first half of the ball game. Johnson under center, I formation, 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. And handoff, following his lead, bouncing to the outside. He's got room. He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Snider! Wait a minute. And it is a hold against Snider, my goodness. There is a flag on the field for holding that will bring it back. But still a great run by Burton. You give him a little space, and he's going to take advantage of it as he is now jogging off of the field. I'm sure frustrated with that play. But Snider, keep your head up. It is there. Just got to make the plays, do the right things, do the little things the way that you've been taught by your coaches. But what a great run. So it is there. But that does bring up 1st and 3, 2 or 3. All right, shotgun formation. And up the middle, that does get us a Snider first down, 1st and 10. Snider at the 25-yard line.
Guys, check out this collision in real time. This is what Austin Phillips does.
It looks like we have a timeout on the field.
Great job by
Timeout, East Noble. East Noble takes a timeout, gives Snider a chance to catch their breath, get things organized before going out on this 1st and 10 from the 25. About 6:08 left in this second quarter of the ball game.
I thought
I heard him. It was a kid.
Yeah, and you can see East Noble, they're about 95% packed. There's a couple extra seats there on the right side of the bleachers. And Tim, this is old school football right here, where you have the fence lined with fans. And this place is absolutely electric. Definitely over capacity right now. Good thing they have these spillover areas, for people to gather and to still watch the game.
Absolutely.
So we do have a 2-score game here at Russ Isaac Stadium. Your Snider Panthers on the move. It is 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Johnson under center in the I formation. 1 receiver to each side, rolls out to his left, looking, throws. It is up, and it is intercepted in the end zone and brought out down the right sideline out at about the 15-yard line. So Johnson picked off in the back of the end zone with 5:55 left on the play clock in this second quarter. Through that in double coverage, maybe hoping to, if anything, throw it away, but maybe give your receiver a chance. But nevertheless, that does result in a turnover, and that brings up 1st and 10 for East Noble on their own 13-yard line.
But that's what happened. Yeah, great play right there. I'm trying to pull up Alex Scott here, his career numbers for you, so I can be exact. I was going to take off the field thinking maybe
1st and 10.
It is 1st and 10. Handoff up the right side, switching sides of the field. Can he get the reverse? He does. He's got a blocker out in front, taken down by a swarm. His lead block ended up being his quarterback. And what could have been reversing the field and taking it all the way up this left side of the field ends up being a first down, but not nearly what it could have been. Great pursuit by this Panther defense with their pursuit angles to make sure that they did not break, contain, and keep him from busting this open. But it is 1st and 10, handoff up the middle again, bounce to the outside, to that left side again, and there's no one in front of him. Tracked down, brought down from behind by number 22, K. Hunter. Big run by number 32 for East Noble. That is Aaron Perlich, the 5'9", 180-pound sophomore, rumbling his way down along that near side of the field. That does flip the field. It puts East Noble into Snider territory at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Knights. Handoff again up the middle, trying to bounce it to the outside. This time there is no room, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, led by that linebacker, number 34. That is Cole Baumgartner, that 6', 205 junior. And he is easy to identify because he's got that long hair, that sunshine type hair. But 2nd and 10, again, handoff up the middle, gain of about 4 on the play. Will bring up 3rd and 6 for East Noble. Make that 3rd and 7 here for East Noble. If I'm Snider, I'm thinking home to a field goal here. Home to a field goal. In that shotgun, Klein takes a snap, looks, nothing, taken down, sacked, taken down behind the line of scrimmage, and that is what you want to see out of your defense on 3rd down. And that brings up 4th and long rather, to force what would be a field goal attempt, but it does not look like East Noble's field goal unit is coming onto the field.
Feels the pressure, steps up in the pocket, and that's what prompted.
There was nothing downfield. East Noble steps up into the pocket looking for something maybe to take off, but at that point it was too little too late. And we take the 4th down here, takes a snap, looks, throws, and he is open in that center of the field in between the 2 safeties, caught within the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, East Noble. That pass, that was a well-thrown pass in between the 2 safeties over the middle of the field. Looks like it was probably a cover 2 where the 2 safeties were kind of split, and that was a soft part in that cover 2 zone.
Go to Slater. We're going to go goal line formation and a wildcat, I bet. Let's see.
And it looks like Klein is out at quarterback, so we could see a wildcat formation here. Looks like East Noble takes another timeout. Yes, timeout East Noble. Timeout East Noble, 3 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter of this contest here at Russ Isaac Stadium. Again, I am Kyle Cook calling your game, your play-by-play, your commentary here on Panther Pause, presented to you by the Snider Sports Network. As the sun is starting to set here on Russ Isaac Stadium, the lights are on and starting to illuminate this field as they brighten, so it will truly be the first night of Friday Night Lights here on the beautiful campus of Snider High School.
Northside 20, New Haven 0, 2nd quarter.
And here is your 1st and goal at the 2 for East Noble in that Wildcat formation.
So they will go in the Wildcat.
There is a Wildcat. You have number 12, Alexander Phillips.
Straight draw.
Straight draw up the middle, reaching, looking for a signal, and there it is. It is a touchdown, East Noble. Touchdown, East Noble. That was sheer will and determination by Phillips, with his back against the goal line, pushing and reaching over his head with that football to try to cross that goal line, and it was just enough to break the plane and get the touchdown. And rather than going for two, which is what East Noble did on their last touchdown, they've elected to go for the point after.
A lot of people were sleeping on him.
The kick is up, and it is good. That makes it 25 East Noble, 7 Snider. 26 to 7.
That last 252. Unbelievable. 26 to 7.
Roll that pass play again, Jeff. Let the kiddies know out there the specialty. Now it helps. It starts with a clean pocket, number one. At number two, you got to lay that ball in there, and it was tight traffic fitting it in, Jeff.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, there was nowhere to go with this one. You got to thread the needle, and that's exactly what he does. Look at that. A defender behind Alex Phillips. The defender in front of him.
Still a lot of game left here as we're 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in this first half. What we need now, we need to go out there and we need to have a nice, long, sustained drive that takes up the rest of this half. Punch it in, make it a 14-26 game. Go into the locker room, make the adjustments, come out second half, and finish this game out and bring home the win for the first game here at Russ Isaac Stadium. There's no reason to hit the panic button yet. There's still a lot of game left. We've seen that in the return game. Big plays can be made. We've had turnovers. We've made good plays. If we clean up some of the holding, we are right back in this game. But East Noble is set to kick off here to our return team. Kicker looks to his left, looks to his right, hand up.
I am not letting Keaton Robinson touch this ball, Jeff. I let anyone else.
And here is the kick. It is underway. It is received at about the 19-yard line. Down trying to find some real estate. There is nothing there, and taken down at about the 18-yard line. And that is where Johnson and his offense will start this drive before we head into the second half of the game.
Talking about earlier in this game. Now, you've got your lanes and you cannot deviate from your lane. It's very important on the kickoff team. Once you get down there, you have to break down and control yourself. That's what Lucas Lyman did. Robinson was not going to be able to go to the right. He had to go to the left. And that's where Austin Bill situation, because remember, they're not opening quick draws and they elected to take
45, ball at 20.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line for the Snider offense. Handoff, fakes it, looks, throws, dangerous throw. I think he was more trying to get rid of it, or at least put it in a spot where only his receiver could get it. But well defended by number 26, Ian Ramey. And that was intended. The intended wide receiver was number 4 there, Keytron Pascal, the 6'6", 235 senior. Just trying to put it where only he could get it, but still kind of a dangerous throw there. This brings up 2nd and 10 for Klein as he scans the field, takes the snap, looks, drops, and it is a screen pass that is intercepted and returned for a touchdown for East Noble. Unbelievable.
That's his second piece of
Last time we ran that play, it was so successful, but like I mentioned earlier in the game, it is such a double-sided coin-type play where it could go either way. Either you are going to be extremely successful with it if the timing is right, if the blocks are set, which is what we saw earlier, but I also mentioned that if it's not ran perfectly, timing, all of that, you could have what we just experienced here, and that was a pick six for East Noble. And the kick is blocked. So there is a bright spot here that we are blocking kicks out here, but that does make it 32-7 East Noble. Yeah, on that pick six, defensive end swung out into the flats and was intended for, I believe it was Burton out in the flats to set up the screen, but that end did not bite. He rolled out to the flats, recognized it, picked the play, and then took it to the house. And it reminds me of, speaking of Snider, and the great Rod Woodson. Funny story, although I don't quite believe it. My father, Kevin Cook, played for the Wayne Generals and was a defensive end playing at Northrop against Snider. And same type play, Rod Woodson ran out the backfield for a swing pass, and my dad played end, rolled out in the flats and picked it off from Rod Woodson. And as my dad would say, all Rod Woodson saw was a streak of blue up the sideline, but the next thing my dad knew, Rod Woodson hit him so hard that he slid not just off the field but onto the track, and that is my dad's claim to fame. I've heard it a million times, so have my friends, and he can't help but use a salt and pepper shaker to explain that story. So, but nevertheless, we are here, and the kickoff return brought out to about the 11-yard line with 2:23 to go left in this game. I told my dad before the game here that I would be sure to give him a shout out, considering that we are calling a Snider game, and that was his claim to fame when he was a general at Wayne High School. And it does look like handoff up the middle, trying to get to that outside. Burton dragging defenders with him for a short gain, if anything. And sometimes when you try to tackle Burton, who reminds me a little bit of Saquon Barkley in his stature, strong, powerful lower body, sometimes all you can do is hold on and go for a ride, and hopefully you can slow him down enough for the rest of your teammates to get to him. But that does bring up 2nd and 9 on their own 13. Klein in the shotgun, man in motion across his face. 3-step drop, look, throw, finds, and we got to catch up the right side, turn up the middle. That is number 4, Keytron Pascal, with a solid run after catch into Knight's territory. And that takes Snider to the 35-yard line, and that is what we need with 1:29 left in this half. We need something positive to hold on to as we go into this halftime here at Russ Isaacs Stadium, but Snider is on the move. Johnson, handoff up the middle, following his blocks, but there is a flag on the play. And probably a hold on Snider, especially when you have pullers trying to get it to the outside. Many times you will see holding on that on those types of plays, but we are waiting for the refs to deliberate. It does look like it is against Snider. No official call yet, only that it is in their direction, and they are starting to move the ball back here now, waiting for the official call from the white hat. And it is a hold against Snider. But that does bring up replay first down. And that ball is spotted at the 43-yard line, still in East Noble territory.
Also a basketball player. Coach Reggie
Johnson takes a snap, three-step drop to the outside, trying to get that again to number 12, Josh Neal, just a little off the mark, felt a little rushed. Didn't look like Johnson really had his feet underneath him when he threw it, so a little off-balance throw there. 57 seconds left in this first half. First game here at Russ Isaac Stadium. Klein has trips to his left with the single back in that pistol formation. Snap, handoff, bouncing to the Burton to the outside. Burton with the stiff arm, Burton with the second stiff arm, and goes out at about the 37, 38-yard line. And that is a gain of 5 at the 38-yard line. That does bring up 2nd and 13.
Might be like an Andrew Lieber type where he ends up going D1 after 1 year of playing football. And right there, that block was able to spring Traylon 3rd and 14.
Pistol formation, Klein takes a snap, drops back, scans, looks, waits, throws, and it is almost intercepted. Miscommunication between him and his receiver, Keaton Robinson.
Now what do you do, Jeff? 46 seconds left. East Noble just has one timeout left. But do you risk it here?
We have a long way.
I mean, you get the ball to start the second half.
They are going to go for it. Yeah, kind of scary.
It is 4th and 13, 46 seconds left. And the offense is staying out on the field at this point. Why not? Why not try to create something? Defense has done relatively well tonight, but 4th and 13 to the outside swing pass, and breaks a couple tackles, and is fighting. He is fighting, but I think came up just short. I do believe that was a gain of 11 on the play. Great effort by number 4, Keytron Pascal, with that big frame, fighting and pushing and giving everything he could on that play to try to get to that first down marker, but unfortunately came up a couple of yards short. That does leave 35 seconds left on the play. 1st and 10 for East Noble. And East Noble does receive the ball to start the second half of this game. And if you're East Noble, do you run a couple of run plays and run the clock out and just go to the locker room up 32-7? Do you take advantage of the 32 seconds and see if maybe on 1st and 2nd down, take a couple of shots downfield, see what you can't do? But man in motion, Klein scans, snapped, hands it off, up the middle, little dancing, breaking it to the outside, and he is taken down, chopped down, legs out from underneath him, about a gain of 8. So it does look like East Noble, who only has 1 timeout remaining, looks like they are going to let that clock run now. Down to 13 seconds, and we are now under 10 seconds, and it looks like we are just going to head to the locker room. Here it is officially halftime here at Russ Isaac Stadium as your Panthers are heading to the locker room to regroup. And it seems like a lot of self-inflicted wounds there in the first half. Not necessarily showing that East Noble is beating you, but almost that we are beating ourselves a little bit. on some missed opportunities, a couple of bad judgment plays by, but Coach Tittman is going to hopefully regroup his men, settle them in. This game is far from over, but we are headed into halftime with East Noble 32, your Snider Panthers 7. And as we're looking now onto the field here that's been cleared off, the band is getting ready to take the field to provide that halftime show for the folks here tonight.
How much time we're going to need before you send it back to the state?
Yeah. Brewers got all the way down to the one, scored, and the injuries came right back to the Wayne was on our north side was on yeah, busy life. Yeah. Get some positivity flowing over there.
And the band is in position and getting ready to provide the folks here with a halftime show. So no doubt this is going to be an exciting show, the first ever halftime show here at Russ Isaac Stadium.
Gotta get him to turn that.
Taking a look around the area at other games taking place, we have the school on East State up 34-0 over the Bulldogs of New Haven. Looking at other games, other SAC games around the area and around the state, as these first two games of the season are typically your non-conference games. So SAC play will take place starting next week. But a couple local games, Columbia City 13, Northridge 14 at halftime.
Outstanding performance from Easton Klein. What's your quick thoughts, Jeff, on what you saw? You know, everybody's talking about that's the question coming into this year, and it looks like he's answered the bell. Didn't have to last year, or in the week one last week, but this week they needed it, and they're getting it.
Well, I will say this, Tim. You know, last week when I did see out of Easton Klein was the poise, and that's exactly what you're seeing in this game too. Because remember, they ran that double wing. So you didn't have a whole lot from them.
Welcome to Mighty Panther Marching Band.
Fort Wayne Southside 0, South Bend St. Joseph 0 with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Dwenger up 21-0 over St. Francis de Sales.
14 points was got off of him because that right there is just a lot to overcome. And they just made a lot of
but that interception, and also
Decatur Central up 27-6 over Fort Wayne High School Generals, who are coming off a loss against Leo last week.
You know, we were talking about losing down here in the corner, not being able to reproduce those drives. Well, that's not playing to reproduce it, but if he does what he does tonight, we're going to be a factor until he came back.
Carroll High School traveled to Center Grove in Greenwood, Indiana this Friday night. 11 minutes to go in the second quarter in that contest, and Center Grove is up 14-3 over the Chargers.
open score, it would have been 32-7. Now, Street, it is in halftime.
I said, I think he's auditioning to become a tight end with
Noblesville traveled here to Fort Wayne to play the Spartans of Homestead, and the Spartans, with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, are up 7-0 in their second non-conference game of the season.
He's been a factor tonight in what he's done up front, because he's been a disruptor, and he was a big factor on that big
Indianapolis, Bishop Cotard up 21-0 over Leo.
They lead it at the half 32-7 over the Snider Panthers. The Snider marching band on the field. We're going to get a performance from them.
But here at Russ Isaac Stadium, your Snider Panthers 7, the East Noble Knights 32. Halftime with the band out on the field, set to have their first halftime performance, led by Farr here at Russ Isaac Stadium.
And it was 7-0 East Noble early. Then they come right back at 3:24. The fumble return 25 yards by number 55, Tatum Getz. The PAT unfortunately was no good, and East Noble was up 13-0 at the end of one. Into the second quarter.
And here, once the band gets going here, I'm going to step aside so you at home can enjoy this Snider marching band and all that they have to offer, and all that they've worked so hard for. And as the conductor turns around to face the band, they are set to perform. The crowd is going crazy. It's great to see not only the fans going crazy for their football program and for their classmates, but also their classmates who are in this band. And here they go. So folks at home, enjoy the show, and we will see you here to kick off the second half here in about 9.5 minutes.
Alex Phillips, a 3-yard touchdown run.
Thank you.
And welcome back to Russ Isaac Stadium. About 2.5 minutes here until we kick off this second half of your Snider Panthers against the Knights of East Noble. Halftime score 32 East Noble, 7 Snider, with East Noble receiving the second half kickoff. Want to again recognize all that goes on behind the scenes to make this production possible here on the Panther Paws YouTube channel, brought to you by the Snider Sports Network, ran by your students. So big shout out to them. It takes a lot to do all this with the sound, the audio, the video, and all that goes into it, and it being the first game ever here at Russ Isaac Stadium on the beautiful campus of Snider High School in Northeast Indiana. It truly takes a village for all of this to be possible. So a huge thank you to all of the unsung heroes that have put their time, effort into this leading up to this night. It would not be possible without all of them. And thank you to those at home. I know that you could be doing so many other things on this beautiful Friday night, but we want to thank you for taking time to tune into our channel and to listen to your Panthers have their first home game here. So we do appreciate you all so very much, and giving me this opportunity to bring this game, this beautiful game of football, to you wherever we're finding you, whether you're at home, whether you're on the go, whether you're traveling, wherever you may be. We thank you so very much for tuning in. And we're about 30 seconds until the second half is going to be underway. Snider to kick off, East Noble to receive. The fields are flipped. East Noble is now going to be receiving on the south side of the field, returning north. This first drive of the second half is going to be so crucial for not just the defense, Snider's defense, but for this team. If Snider comes out and allows East Noble to do what they've essentially been doing all night, I don't want to say it's a nail in the coffin, but it might be enough to start that process. But if Snider comes out, ideally forces that 3-and-out, offense gets the ball and scores, we still have a lot of game left, but it's going to start on this opening drive of the second half. Officials deliberating at midfield before going to their posts. Ball is about to be set to be kicked off. East Noble return team trotting onto the field now. Snider's team gathering before kicking off. And that sun has officially set here on Russ Isaac Stadium on the Ike, and the lights are on, and it is such a good feeling for it to be this time. It is fall, it is Friday Night Lights, it is high school football in Northeast Indiana at Snider High School. There really is nothing better on a Friday night than high school football. It is the best time of the year. The fall is the best time of the year. You've got the Friday Night Lights. College football has already started with NIA team upsetting a D1 team, and then the regular season really kicks off next week with the full slate of college football. NFL right around the corner. It's a great time to be in the Midwest with all this football going on. And here is the kick to start the second half of this contest. Fielded just inside the 5, up the left side of the field, trying to find a hole, bouncing to the right side of the field. He's got some room. He's got some blockers, taking it back up the middle. He's reversing the field, trying to get to the left outside, being chased down by the kicker and pushed out at about the 28, 27-yard line. Make that the 30-yard line for the East Noble Knights. Defense has the first go-around for this Snider team and needs to make a statement here as we start the second half. But first and 10 for the East Noble Knights on the Snider 30-yard line. Klein in that shotgun formation, man in motion. 3 wide receiver set, handoff up the right side and met hard, about a 5-yard gain. You know, something I'm really, I don't want to say surprised about, but something surprised. You watched the game last week when East Noble played that team from East State, especially in that second half where they found their groove was in that wishbone, T-bone type offense, and that's what really gashed the Legends on East State, and we're not really seeing that tonight. More of a spread formation out of this East Noble offense. But we got pistol formation, single back, and a flag on the play. Looked like a little bit of a confusion by Klein as he was looking at the sideline trying to figure out what the play was, but looks like a 5-yard penalty, illegal formation, and that will make it 2nd and 12 for the Knights.
19-7, that's late in the second quarter. Bishop Lewis does have the ball in Giant territory. Here comes Klein. Put Slater in.
Klein, handoff up the middle, met, slips a tackle, but ultimately taken down by number 1, Braylon Fertil, the 6'1", 215 senior linebacker. And that puts him to the 29-yard line, 3rd and 9.
Ramey has been fighting hard for his yards.
Klein in the shotgun, looking to the sidelines for any adjustments.
Bite did Snider. Klein looks to the sideline for the play.
And they can do that with Easton Klein, you know, high IQ.
They'll take the shotgun.
Shotgun drops, looks, launches, middle of the field, and it is intercepted. It is picked off by Snider at the right side of the field. Push out at about the 38, 39, maybe 40-yard line, and that is exactly what I was talking about. That is exactly what this defense, this team needed, was to create a play on this first drive to start the second half. Snider picks off East Noble. Now Snider's offense can come out, and if Snider comes off, offense comes out and scores a touchdown, they are right back in this game, and all is not lost. And the offense now trots out onto the field. What a play by our secondary to pick that ball off. And a decent return that puts them on the 34-yard line. Johnson in the pistol formation, twins to his right, steps, throws, looking for that tunnel screen. But just a little bit of a miscommunication between him and the receiver just outside of his arms. That does bring up 2nd and 10 for Snider.
And Snider's lucky that one of these defensive backs was not in the area to pick that one away. As a matter of fact, great job by Neal out there with the block as he was setting up that screen.
Two receivers on the right hash, handoff up the middle. Burton bouncing to the outside, fighting for about 3, maybe 4 yards. Should bring up 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6 coming up.
3rd and 6, and we have Ian
Official
Ramey
timeout on the field, injury timeout on the field.
And there is an injury timeout on the field for East Noble as the two teams go to their respective sidelines to little R&R, grab some water, grab a little direction as we look around the area. Decatur Central up 27-6 over Wayne. Northridge 14-13 over Columbia City. South Bend St. Joe still up 14-0 over Southside. Northrop down 14-21 to Warsaw. Concordia down 21-28 against Eastbrook. Looking at some of these scores in the area. Dwenger up 21-0. 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter against St. Francis de Sales out of Toledo, Ohio.
I told you earlier this week, it reminds me of Keith Jackson.
DeKalb up 34-14 over Angola. And then again, that team on East State up 34-0 over New Haven. Johnson, great throw up the middle to number 3. That is Keaton Robinson for a solid gain, and that gives Snider a first down. Getting quickly to that line of scrimmage. Johnson scanning the field, takes a snap, hands the ball off up the middle, got some room and makes the man miss. Tackled for a 12-yard gain. Starting to get a little momentum here. And it looks like the coaches are signaling to a little bit of a hurry-up offense, but we do have a penalty on the play. After the play, and the white hat pointing to one of the players on sportsmanlike conduct against Snider. Don't know if there were some words exchanged after the play. It looks like by the body language of some of the Snider players, it may have been unsportsmanlike. The white hat is talking to Coach Tittman at the 50-yard line to explain what the call was.
This past spring, Bluffton made it to the state championship game of baseball. Tim, the first team from Bluffton.
Not happy, obviously, is Tittman with that unsportsmanlike. The refs are deliberating. And it is against Snider, so they're going to respot the ball.
I saw everybody picking Southside over Southside St. Joe. I'm like, this is
And as I'm looking out of the press box and to my east, I can see the moon just over the tree line behind Lane Middle School, glowing orange. Absolutely beautiful night here in Fort Wayne. It is 1st and 10 on the 36. Johnson steps, drops, passes, and dropped. And it is through the hands there of Jadis Johnson, who, had he caught it, may have had a lane for some yards after the catch, but it is a drop, and that does bring up 2nd and 10 on the 49. You got to catch it before you run. Oftentimes receivers will be looking upfield before they catch the ball to see what they need to do next, but you got to catch it before you make that initial move. So Johnson hands off to Burton up the middle. Burton shake and bake, falls forward. And that's the thing about Burton. The more that I'm watching him this game, the more that he does not fall backwards. He may be met at the line of scrimmage, but you can guarantee he's going to gain at least 1 or 2 just by him falling forward, and he usually takes a couple of defenders along with him. But it is 3rd and 6 on the 47-yard line, trying to push into East Noble territory. Johnson in the shotgun, pistol formation, Burton set behind him. Johnson takes a snap, reads, hands off, Burton shake and bake and is going to be very close. Looks like fourth and about a yard and maybe a half. Just short, about a yard and a half. I wouldn't quite call it a full 2 yards based on where the line judge is standing. They may give him a full 2 yards, but nevertheless, it looks like Snider is going for it. And here comes weight room. Burton pushing, and it looks like it is going to be enough to be a Snider first down into East Noble territory at the 40-yard line. So just enough to get that first down as the big men get up off the turf. Well done by the boys up front to give a good push to give Snider that first down. It is first and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. Johnson going through his cadence, takes a snap. There is a penalty, false start on the offense. So that is going to back Snider up a little bit. That will be a 5-yard penalty to make it first and 15 on the 45-yard line. Going back and forth here into East Noble territory, back into our territory. It's going back and forth. Again, all of this whole drive was brought to you because of the interception and the great return and a couple of great pass plays to get us into East Noble territory, but starting with some penalties here to stall out. We need to get a little bit of that momentum back. So Johnson steps, looks to his left, throws, catch, and brought down at about the 35-yard line. That is to number 12, Josh Neal, that 6'3" receiver. And that brings up 2nd and 6. So great job to get 9 of those yards back to make it a manageable 2nd and 6 in that pistol formation with Burton set behind, twins to his right with the handoff, trying to get to that outside gain of 1, maybe 1. Or no gain. And again, Burton is so strong when he runs that ball at 6 foot, 210 pounds. Looks like Saquon Barkley out there, who always falls forward. Burn, looks, throws, caught, broken up, incomplete. Johnson threaded that ball perfectly, but was met immediately by the secondary of East Noble to dislodge and separate the ball from the man. So well done by them, but that is an incomplete pass, and that brings up 3rd and 6 for Snider's offense.
Big 4th down, 4th and 6 for Snider.
This is 4th down and 6. Johnson rolls to his right, looks, sets his feet, throws, hits as he thrown, and it is caught on the right side. And they're saying it is a catch. That is first down, Snider Panthers. Now in the red zone in the 15, 16-yard line. Right on that right side of the field, kept at least 1 foot in bounds. Of course, East Noble saying no catch, but quickly getting to that line for the next play. Johnson takes a snap, hands off, lost his footing a little bit, tripped up as he was getting going, falls forward of a gain of a couple, but that brings up 2nd down now. And if we score here, get this touchdown, this will cut the lead almost in half. Still a lot of play left, but the clock is going to here soon begin to become a factor. And this drive has eaten up majority now of this third quarter. We do have a stop in the action. We do have an East Noble night down being attended to by their athletic trainers, probably cramping up. It's not too hot out at the moment. It is only 74, but the start of the game was almost 80. And on that turf, it does feel significantly warmer when you are on that turf. So hopefully get his cramp figured out, get him some electrolytes. When I was coaching, I would always have pickle juice. One of my players, one of my linebackers, Jamie Roy, always loved having pickle juice on the sideline, so I'd be sure to always have a water bottle of pickle juice for him to help prevent that cramping. So hopefully he will be good to go here and we can resume action here. But this creates time for our Panthers to regroup a little bit after that big throw to set up this second down now. And that is the East Noble player that was cramping, well, at least looks like he was cramping, was number 32, Aaron Perlich, the sophomore, gingerly walking off the field now, assisted by his trainer, so hoping he is okay, but the offense and defense are now getting in position for this next play. So we are in the red zone again. That pick to start the second half with a couple of runs, ran into a couple of penalties there, but with that last big throw, sets us up in the red zone. Play action, throw to the outside. It is caught, and he is pushed out at about the 6-yard line on the left side of the field there. Solid play there to get us going. I believe that was number 3, Keaton Robinson, on that swing pass, or out route rather. So it is first and goal from the 6. Johnson in the shotgun. Handoff, bouncing to the outside, and he's got the edge, he's got the touchdown, touchdown Snider! What an incredible run that was. And that was number 28, Amari Buchanan, the 5'10", 185-pound senior, who bounced it to his left to the outside and found the corner of the end zone for the Snider touchdown. Now comes the point after as our kicker lines everything up to make this a 32-14 game. And here is the snap. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. We have a 32-14 game with 5:36 left in the third quarter here at the Ike on the campus of Snider High School. And we have the student section going crazy. We have the students waving the Snider flags on the track now, making their laps now around the cheerleaders as the fight song is playing. The crowd is clapping. What a great atmosphere it is here tonight at the Ike, as the Snider Panthers have just cut into the lead now again, 32-14. with 5:36 left in the third quarter. And again, that 66-yard drive all started with that interception by our defense that swung the momentum coming out of halftime to set up that go-ahead touchdown run by Buchanan, with some great pass play by Johnson, a couple of penalties there in the middle of that drive, but the offense kept pushing, got the touchdown, and now we are set to kick off, and defense coming back out feeling good after that interception. And that is what you need. Kickoff, kick set, fielded at about the 5, returned to the 20, to the 25, and hung up there at the 25. All right, Snider, we still got a work ahead of us. But we should be feeling much better after that. Still a lot of game left here in this contest. But in order to get things around, it's got to start somewhere, and that's a great place to start with the interception, a couple of great passes, and then to cap the drive off with the Buchanan touchdown to that left side. That is exactly what we needed coming out of the half.
Cannot allow them to bounce back and up you.
And East Noble didn't do a bad job necessarily on that play. It was meant to be up the middle. It was more or less stuffed, but when you break containment and everyone gets sucked into the middle there, and you have no one on the outside for containment to push anything that is trying to go to the outside to the inside, that's what you get. So we have handoff on that first down, trying to make his way out to the outside, slips a couple tackles on the right side of the field, pushed out at about the 20 or 33-yard line for a solid first down run that will bring up 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, or 2nd and 2. That was an 8-yard run on that first down play.
Once again.
Again, handoff up the middle, shedding some people, finding some daylight up the right side of the field, pushed out at about the 45, make it the 44-yard line. First down, East Noble. And that is that sophomore Austin Phillips of East Noble, who is that linebacker, running back player, two-way player, one of the top sophomores in all of the state of Indiana. So it is no joke when you play him. You've got to contain him. And he gets the hand off again, slashing up the middle and spinning forward for about a gain of, let's call it 6. So that brings up 2nd and 4, just under 5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Beautiful block. You saw that Alex Scott got what he needed and did not do anything stupid.
Blocking up front is what's creating those holes, and Phillips is just taking advantage of what his offensive line, that right guard pulling to the left, but bounces to the other way. So on that play, what happens is that right guard pulls, or from our perspective, left guard pulls to the right. So that tells us ball going to the right. So all the flow was to that right side. Phillips plants that left foot, bounces opposite side to the right with all the flow going to the right, opposite side of the flow. And that's what creates that that running lane. So that backside linebacker needs to keep that containment to make sure nothing does bounce back. But that brings up a 3rd and 2, big third down here. Handoff again. Snider saw it coming, and he falls forward, but not enough for the first down. That does bring up 4th and 1 for East Noble. Snider players telling their fans to get loud on this 4th and 1 at the 35. It is a QB keep, and he does not get it. He does not get it. He is stopped short. It is a turnover on downs. It is Snider ball, 1st and 10. Back-to-back series of the defense doing their job, doing what their team needs, doing what is asked of them. That is what this team needs to get back into this game. Offense now coming back onto the field after just marching down the field and capping it off with that touchdown run by Buchanan. That is exactly what we need at the exact time that we need it. Great job being stuffed on that run, on that QB keep by Klein. Snider's offense now out on the field. Johnson handoff up the middle, finding daylight. Small gain on the play. And a couple players on both sides getting a little chippy with one another as this game is starting to get more and more intense. But that brings up 2nd and 7, so a gain of 3 on the play.
Clock rolling at 3 minutes.
Johnson steps back, swung out to the running back out of the backfield, met immediately. Great job. Again, that is Amari Buchanan to hold on to that ball for a decent gain, and that brings up 3rd and 4. And there's an official timeout on the field, so Snider will come over to the sideline to talk to their coaches. And this is a very, very important 3rd down for the Panthers. What you don't want is to stuff East Noble on a 4th and 1, especially with the way that they've been running the ball. But on a 4th and 1, and then go 3 and out. So this is a huge, huge 3rd down play, and because they are on their own side of the field, I don't know if Tittman would consider going for it, even if they gain 3 yards and it's a 4th and 1. I'm not sure that they would go for it on a 4th and 1 on their own side of the field. But before we can even get to that conversation, we need to get past this 3rd and 4.
They're down 21-20.
See if we can check in on any scores around the area during this timeout. As this loads for me. Wayne still down 27-6 at halftime to Decatur Central. South Bend St. Joe up 14-0 over the Archers of Southside. Fort Wayne at Northrop down 20-21, so they've come back a little bit against the Tigers of Warsaw. As we're looking around here, but nevertheless, we'll come back to those scores. I formation, Johnson under center here, and it is a fake reverse, throw downfield. He is open, and he's got the ball at the 20, 15, 10. Can he catch him? He can't. Touchdown, Snider! On the fake reverse bomb to number 10. That is Caleb Clapper, the 5'10 senior, for the touchdown, and the fireworks are going off here at the Ike. Touchdown, Snider. What a great, great call at the right time. The fake handoff reverse for the bomb down the field from Johnson to Clapper for the touchdown. You cannot come up with a better way to come out of the second half, and this speaks to the culture that is Snider football, that there is no giving up, there is no surrendering. It doesn't matter what it says on the scoreboard unless it is the fourth quarter with zeros on the scoreboard. It does not matter. We are going to fight and fight and fight all the way through this game, and that's what Snider has done in this second half thus far in this third quarter with 2:23 left on the clock. It is now 32-20 pending a PAT, but right now we do have a player down on the field, another East Noble Knight. It looks to be number 4. That is Bo Sterling, probably cramping up as well, but he is. It's good to see he is making it off the field on his own accord. But nevertheless, touchdown Snider, reverse, fake handoff reverse, and then a pass from Johnson to, again, that was number 10, Caleb Clapper on the far right side of the field to get that touchdown, and it looks like Snider is going for 2 to make it a 10-point game. Trips to his right, rolling to his right, Johnson throws, caught, and it is good! 2-point conversion is good! That makes it 32-22. East Noble up still, but that is exactly what we needed. And there is new energy, new life at this stadium. And the Snider flag is flying on that track. That is exactly what we needed. Great play call, great execution all around. The momentum has completely swung. First half momentum was all East Noble. It was all East Noble with great plays on their part and bonehead plays made on ours, and just nothing really going, doing really just the bare minimum to even stay in the game throughout that first half. But so far, 7 minutes and 37 seconds into this second half has been all Snider Panthers. Back-to-back touchdowns, interceptions, long runs, bomb passes, reverse plays, and we are back in this game. It is a 10-point deficit here late in the third quarter. What a great second half so far. Did I mention that this is the greatest time of the year? There is nothing in a Friday night under the lights against two great programs, and a fumbled kick return picked up, trying to find a lane, and brought down immediately at about the 18-yard line. And that's where East Noble will set up their drive now with 2:16 left in this third quarter. It looked a little gloomy, a little dark there for a second for the Panthers as they made their way to the locker room going into that second half, going into after the first half into this second half rather. But since then, this is a whole different team that we are seeing here. The players are excited. They are going crazy on the sidelines. The fans are going crazy. The handoff to number 2, who is met, still falling forward because he is so strong, goes Austin Phillips, but a short gain on first down. Defense fired up because their offense has been handling their business. Both sides of the ball doing great there. That brings up 2nd and 8.
Sophomore, backing up Dylan Krell. Something more serious. Every time he got in there, he was on the other side of the field, especially after the
Second and 8, man in motion, jet sweep to the left side, to the far side, and little gain there. So that brings up 3rd and 5 or 6.
7 for the night.
Thank you.
The crowd is on their feet, waving those gold towels, clapping, yelling. It is 3rd and 6. Klein rolling to his right, throws. It is almost intercepted. Oh, he had the opportunity to tip it, and he knows it. That was 35. Jackson Applegate had the position to make the play, and now he's walking off gingerly off the field there. Oh, I thought from our vantage point, I thought for sure that was going to be a pick 6. But unfortunately, that is a first down for East Noble on the 40-yard line. Back to the action, handoff, and that is a solid 6-7 yard gain on the play.
Get it set on the play, second down to 3 and 9.
7 seconds left. It will have to snap here. It's on a 6-second differential play clock to game.
So we have about 30 seconds left on the play clock, and coming down to 20 seconds left on, or 20 seconds on the play clock, 23 seconds on the game clock. So they are going to have to snap this before this quarter is over. Klein snaps, hands off. Purley out to the outside. And he's pushing, and he's going down the right side of the field, tripped up at looks like he's going to be spotted at the 17-yard line. 33-yard run goes Austin Purley on the run to the outside there, and that does take us to zeros on the play clock to take us into the fourth quarter of this contest, with East Noble up 32-22 over your Snider Panthers.
32-22. Tonight in the chain game, we got Mr. Joshua Conan, Mr. Evan Rodemat, Mr. Dan Gold, the commander, and Seth Condon, the clipper. Tonight's chain game.
For those of you tuning in late, we are just about to start the fourth quarter here at the Ike Russ Isaacs Stadium here on the beautiful campus of Snider High School. It is East Noble up 32 to the Snider Panthers 22, but thus far this second half has been all Snider football. We've had defensive turnovers, we've had great runs, we've had great fake reverse passes to get us back into the game, but East Noble is on the move as they're about to flip sides of the field here. But it has been all Snider Panthers this second half as we head into the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter action is upon us here from Russ Isaacs Stadium. First home game on campus for the Snider Panthers here on the corner of Reed and Vance. Where else would you want to be?
I know I've said it before, I'll say it again, there really is no better place than high school football. There's no better place than to be under those lights, especially at Snider High School, brand new stadium that was just inaugurated earlier this school year at back to school night with a ribbon cutting ceremony to honor those who laid the foundation and waited so long for this to happen. As we all know, Snider shared the field with the Northrop Bruins, but now they can finally, after 60 plus years, can finally claim that the Ike is theirs and theirs alone. And here on the opening night, they're trying to assert that dominance as the East Noble Knights come into town from Kendallville and trying to start their season off 2-0. But Wildcat formation snap with Alexander Phillips taking that direct snap and falling forward with a solid gain, and that is going to bring up second and short to start this fourth quarter.
Back by both the Panthers. They'll be second down and 4 for the Knights.
They talk about that so well. Austin rides that Alex scraping off that stuff, picking up an extra 6-yard gain.
And that's so tough to stop Phillips at 6 foot, at 6'2", 200 pounds, just dragging players with him, continuing to push. Again, one of the top sophomores in his class, in that sophomore class in all the state of Indiana. And he shows it almost every play that he's out there. So Snider's back is up against the goal line as East Noble is inching closer and closer to the end zone. But it is 3rd and 3. So if they can hold them to a field goal here, that would be, I don't want to call that a victory, it might be a moral victory, but better than a touchdown. Direct snap to Phillips, trying to find a hole, falls forward, and it looks very close depending on the spot. Hard to see the angle from up here if that's going to be enough for a first, and it looks like it is not. It is 4th and 1 on the 4-yard line. And if they get a first down, even if they don't score but get a first down, that's a whole new set of downs with such short yardage to go, and it is going to look like be a direct snap again to Phillips. And Austin Phillips falls forward, and it looks like it is going to be a first down East Noble. so hard to stop him on that short yardage when you bring in extra blockers, extra men to push in front of him. And again, Austin Phillips, 6'2", 200-pound sophomore, falling forward. But now they have a new set of downs on what looks like the 2-yard line. Does East Noble. So backs against the wall for the Panthers. And this is going to be huge as the clock is running with 9:45 left in this ball game. Direct snap, handoff up the middle, fighting, hands going up. It is an East Noble touchdown. Touchdown, East Noble. East Noble really stuck to that wildcat formation for majority, if not all of that drive, with Phillips in at that quarterback position to either run it himself or to hand it off. And what makes that so difficult is you know that either one of them can get the ball, whether that be the running back or quarterback, and whoever gets it is going to be dangerous with that ball in their hands. But they are set up, East Noble is, for that PAT. Still a lot of game left. That PAT is up, and it is good. It is now with 9:37 left in this ball game. East Noble 39, Snider 22. I don't want to say we still do have a lot of time left in this game. We saw in that third quarter Snider completely dominate and get 2 touchdowns in that third quarter. If they want a chance to win this contest, we're going to have to see something similar to that, but with a little bit more sense of urgency. It was great to see that Snider was able to make those plays and get those scores in that third quarter, but it did take up the entirety of that quarter. And so if Snider wants to have a good shot at winning this contest, they're going to have to make some plays and make some plays quick. There is a penalty, however, on the field. The White Hat is talking to Coach Tittman at the 30-yard line about what that was going to be. I'm not sure what that was. Be able to tell based on the spot of the ball, and it looks, don't know yet. And maybe against East Noble, a penalty after the play, which would push the ball back as far as kicking, or push it forward rather, for kickoff. And that's what it looks like. The ball is being placed at the Snider 45-yard line rather than the East Noble 45-yard line. So it's a 10-yard penalty. Not sure what it was, but it was a penalty on East Noble. And so my guess is that East Noble's kicker is going to actually try to kick it this time and boot it out of the back of the end zone, because he is closer, to try to prevent a return from one of our return men. So he looks to his left, looks to his right, gets the signal. Yep, here he goes with the kick, and he does kick it all the way to the back of the end zone, and there will be no return. So Snider will set up at the 25-yard line.
And that penalty was huge because how great would it keep Robinson, KOR, an actual return B? Instead, he's going to kneel it for the touchback, which is also okay because it's going to give you positive field position at the 20, but most importantly, no time going on.
Pardon me, it is Snider ball at the 20-yard line. So Snider takes over possession. It is 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line with 9:37 left in this ball game. Johnson in the pistol formation, twins to his right, single receiver to his left, snap. And Burton to the outside. Burton trying to get that edge and gets a solid 5 to 6 yards. Looks like a 5-yard gain on the play, so that should bring up 2nd and 5 for this Panther offense. A little bit of a quick tempo here. I'm not saying no huddle, but quick tempo for this Panther offense. Pulling that left guard, following his guard, goes Burton for a 1st down. It was 68. 68 was the puller, Colton Igney, 6 foot, 300-pound senior. Again, pulling again. That's 58. Excuse me. That's 58. 58 goes Jamison Reed, the 5'11", 205 senior offensive lineman, pulling for Burton as his lead blocker. Quick tempo here. 2nd and 9 on their own 33. In that pistol formation, Johnson looks, throws, and his reception made, but taken down immediately. That is Caleb Clapper with the reception, but met immediately. I believe that is by number 1, Alexander Scott, for the tackle. That brings up 3rd and 5. Johnson in the gun. Snap, look, throw, and it was batted down. It is batted down by who else? Austin Phillips for the pass breakup, and that brings up 4th and 5. And here's a big decision here. Big decision. Do you go for it on 4th down in your own territory, knowing that there's only 8 minutes left in this ball game, and it looks like Coach Tipp is going to go ahead and keep his offense on the field. 4th and 5. Single set back. Twins to his left. I don't want to say this could be the ball game, but this could be close. 3-step drop. The ball is out. It is caught. It is caught by number 10. It is caught by Caleb Clapper. And that is 1st and 10, Snider. That was a long pass from the left hash all the way to the numbers of the right side of the field. Took a while for that ball to get there and was met immediately, but 1st down, pulling that guard again, goes Burton up the middle, and that is another 1st down, Snider. 58, that offensive lineman, Jamison Reed, getting nasty with it, pulling and being that lead blocker for Burton, finding success in the trenches there. Another pull, another run, another hole, another 1st down by Burton. I don't know if it's the defensive coach in me and trying to stop those pulling plays, those counters, but I just love a puller. I love an athletic lineman who can get some speed. Again, pulling this time. Number 50 is pulling, and that's Bryson Burton. And Burton, number 4, our running back running behind him. Number 6, our running back running behind him, following his lead blockers for another Panther 1st down.
So they're not just defensive linemen, they're also playing offense for the East Nova defense.
And there is a timeout called on the field. Don't know yet who called that timeout, but there is a timeout, and Snider, your Panthers, are on the move with a great 4th down pass play to Caleb Clapper from Johnson, and then from there, following his pullers, all Burton all the way, rumbling and stumbling, hitting his blocks, hitting his keys, bouncing to the outside, making plays, and that brings up 1st and 10 on East Noble's 25-yard line. With 7:08 left on the game clock here at the Ike on the campus of Snider High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Such rich history and tradition at this school, and such a privilege to call the first game ever at their first, or the first game of this stadium. If you would have told me even a week ago I would be calling the first game ever here at the Ike, I would think you were crazy. But given the opportunity here to call this game, a game that I love so very much, and it's a blessing and a privilege to bring this game to you wherever you're watching us from. Thank you wherever you are. If you're at home, if you're watching on your phone, If you're just listening to it and have to hear my voice, I very much appreciate you tuning in to the pause presented by the Snider Sports Network. Johnson drops, looks, throws, deep ball, and it is just off of the fingertips of Caleb Clapper. Had his man beat over the top, but just a little too much touch on it from Johnson. And another East Noble player is certainly feeling it, limping off the field, so that the wear and tear of the game is starting to have its effect on the Knights of East Noble. But that brings up second now and 10 with a handoff to Burton up the middle. Burton got some space, picking and weaving, bobbing and jibbing and jabbing and doing his thing there all the way up to the 15-yard line. Am I getting too excited? Okay. 6:50 clock continues to roll. Johnson. Sorry if I was screaming into your ears there. I was just instructed to turn my headset down a little bit, but I can't help it because Snider is on the move with another great play to put us inside the 5-yard line. And when Snider's making plays like that, they're going to have to keep telling me to turn down my mic because we are so excited up here in the press box, presented to you by the Snider Sports Network. They're clapping at me up here, but I can't help it. I'm starting to sweat. I'm so excited. But I had to turn down my headset a little bit. But we are setting up first and 2 to go. And it's a quarterback keep. Johnson keeps it and gets to it is a touchdown. Trying to tell, I didn't see the signal, but people are cheering like it's a touchdown, and some of the refs are kind of looking around, but Max Johnson kept it himself, and it is a Snider touchdown. Kept it himself. Most of the time tonight he's been letting Burton carry the load and take it, but keeps it himself, takes it in for the touchdown. That makes it 28-39 with the PAT pending. And here is the snap, the hold, the kick. It is good. It is 29-39. Great hold by the place kicker with a high snap. Great job to field it, bring it down. Good kick. The kick is good with 6:14 left in the game. East Noble 39, Snider 29. Now our defense needs to step up, continue to do what it's been doing this second half, get the ball back, and get the ball back into the hands of our offensive weapons. That is Johnson, that is Burton, that is Neal, that is Clapper, and get this offense going again.
Luckily tomorrow I don't have one, so your boy can sleep in a little bit tomorrow. But hey, now, outside. I tell you right now, they got 3 timeouts.
Snider still has 3 timeouts. Both teams do have 3 timeouts with 6:14 left on the game clock here at the Ike. What an absolutely fun game this is to call tonight. Again, such a pleasure to bring this to you tonight. There's a lot of places you could be watching it tonight or listening to it or watching it here in person, but you chose to tune in to the Panther Pause presented to you by the Snider Sports Network. And so on behalf of all of us, the staff and students who make this a thing, make this a reality, we thank you for tuning in tonight. Snider's kickoff team is set. East Noble's return team is set. And the kick is underway. Fielded at about the 10-yard line. Makes it out to the 25-yard line. That's where East Noble will start this drive with 6:08 left in this game.
solo or combined with an assist. And he feels like he's been on a lot of them.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean,
And we got a full moon tonight overlooking the Ike with the drones in the air, the Friday night lights on, illuminating this beautiful Snider field with the black and yellow Snider logo at the 50-yard line. Brand new field, brand new facility, new stands, new press box, new locker room, new athletic training facility. Really doing it right here, as it should be at a school like Snider.
6:08 left in it. Ball's at the 25-yard line.
So ball's to the 25, 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, met immediately. That D-line handling business on 1st down. Gain of maybe 2 goes East Noble.
exactly goes Snider's way in the first half, and things have not exactly gone like East Noble's way in the second half. I mean, I think these are two very evenly matched
I
teams.
agree, Jeff. I agree.
The biggest difference being East Noble's so young.
And here we go on 2nd and 8 on the 27-yard line. East Noble in the gun, handoff up the middle. Met again very quickly for a gain of only a couple, a little bit of pushing and shoving as things again are continuing to get more and more intense as we're coming down to the final minutes of this contest, and only a 10-point difference between the two. We have a timeout by Snider with 5.5 minutes left in this game. As I was mentioning earlier, thanking everyone who is listening tonight. I did not get this gig until earlier in the week. I happened to be talking about a different game that took place over the weekend last week, and Mr. Cotard, who is in charge of this whole production, overheard me talking and asked if I'd want to do it, and said why not. I've never called a game in my life, so hopefully I'm not doing too bad for you folks out there. But I got to tell you, having a lot of fun, really enjoying this. Definitely nervous as we got started, especially when I found out I'd be doing it on my own. But we're having fun out here. You really can't complain too much when you have high school football going on. And so thank you to all of you listening. Thank you to my wife, Ashlyn, who is holding down the fort with our baby girl, Amelia, at home. Love you too. Amelia should be going down for bed here, if not already. But East Noble takes a snap, rolling to his left, looking, trying to find someone to throw to, and more or less just throws it away on that play. So defense doing their job. That brings up 4th down and 7 on their own 28-yard line. And as we are just now under 5.5 minutes left in this game, the man who's running the whole show, Mr. Cotard, I guess, decides to show up and I've been doing this thing all on my own. I don't know if you want to take credit for this or, I'm over here sweating bullets trying to make up stuff as I go, but having a lot of fun. Looks like East Noble's actually going to punt. And the clock is not running, so it's saving Snider a little bit of time, but we got a punt. And that was I hate to say it, that was a good bounce. Terrible punt. Good bounce for East Noble, but that set Snider up pretty nicely.
Yeah, and the Snider sideline is absolutely fired up, as they should be.
I don't know what just took place.
I'm stepping back in here, I apologize. Kind of run around. We got about 15 kids out here trying to put this broadcast on for you, and 2 adults actually, because I'm not an adult. I'm just here running the show. And so it's kind of been interesting. Most of you hopefully understand WRNS Productions, now Snider Sports Network here. But these kids have been in school 10 days.
And they made this happen.
Yes.
It's incredible. They're out here. Every time I go to talk to Mr. Cotard during the school day, I always see the sign on his door that says at the stadium. So then I got to walk myself all the way to the other side of the building and go outside to find him. And I was just telling those listening that I had no intentions of doing this game even a few days ago, and you happened to catch me in the hallway. So very fortunate and blessed to have the opportunity to bring to you Snider's first game at the Ike. But we are setting up 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. Johnson takes a snap. And nice hole up the middle. Good run on that 1st down. Gain of 6 or 7 to make it 2nd and absolutely manageable. When you get a good chunk play like that, on first down, it really opens up the playbook because you know you have third down in your back pocket, but if you can get a solid gain on first down, that kind of gives you the opportunity to maybe take a shot downfield. So let's see if they do that, or if they just take what the defense is giving them, and that looks like what they're doing. That is number 28, Amari Buchanan, who had the touchdown earlier in the half, certainly carrying the team right now, making use of what the defense is giving him, following his blockers, hitting his holes, and picking up solid chunks, and that brings up should be first down. The marker over there says third, but that's first down. Johnson rolling to his right, scanning, throwing, and it is caught. It is caught for a first down at about the 26-yard line, 27-yard line. But first down, Snider. Still just about 4.5 minutes left in this game. So there is time, but there has to be a sense of urgency, and you can see that on the field now. Johnson hands off to Buchanan. Buchanan, not quite as much of a game, but still positive play on that first down. Always good to get positive yardage on first down. You never want to go in behind the sticks into that second and third down. So Johnson in the shotgun. Little miscommunication there. Johnson keeps it himself and is tackled for a loss. Looks like Buchanan may have gone to the wrong side, or Johnson looked to the wrong side. And of course, Guitard is heading out now. Just wanted to pop in, say hello to the folks, give acknowledgement to the great team all around us making this production even possible. He mentioned 15 students running around making all of this work for us. So those of you at home watching and listening to the Panther Pause presented to you by the Snider Sports Network, this would not be possible at all if it wasn't for the students who've been working so hard this week to make this happen. And so it's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun calling this game, regardless of the way that it shakes out. It's been a lot of fun, been a pleasure to be with you tonight. And thank you to again, as I mentioned earlier, thank you to my wife, Ashlyn, who is taking care of our daughter at home tonight. Amelia, our beautiful 10-month-old daughter. And she's holding down the fort while Dad is out calling this game and doing what he loves to do. So a lot of fun there. And then tomorrow, Ashlyn, who is a nutritionist, she owns her own gym, has a class tomorrow, so Daddy will take care of Amelia tomorrow morning while she goes and educates people on all things nutrition. But for tonight, we still have 3:52 left on the game clock here at the Ike. Snider is on the move. It is 3rd and 8 after that little miscommunication. Fake handoff throw. Play action downfield. It is number 12. It is caught. It is a touchdown, Snider! Johnson to Neal. What a special night those two are having tonight. It is a touchdown that cuts this lead even more with 3:46 left in this ball game. What a great play. That play action is what froze the linebackers and maybe made the safeties just pause enough to create that separation so Neal could find his way in the back of the end zone, make sure his feet were in just over the fingertips of that defender. And now we have the point after coming our way. We have the snap, we have the hold, we have the kick, we have the point after, and it is most certainly good. It is now 39-36. Snider down bad earlier in the game. It is now a 3-point game here at the Ike. I can't say enough. There is nothing better than Panther football on a Friday night. It is back. High school football is back. And of course, Snider's coming back and Guitar wants to get back on the headset and start talking. Welcome back, Mr. Guitard, as he's getting his headset on. Great pass from Johnson to Neal. Again, all of that started, I believe, with that play action that froze the linebackers and maybe made the secondary hesitate just enough to create that separation to get the ball over the outstretched fingertips of the defender for Neal to catch that in the back of the end zone. That cuts the lead now to only 3 with 3:46 left in the ball game. This has been all Snider this second half.
And I'll be honest, I've not been able to watch much of the game, working with the students and stuff and everything. But sit down, and there's a lot of time left. They got a chance here.
There is a lot of time. There is still a sense of some urgency because you're limited on possessions. You're only going to get the ball back maybe one more time, maybe 2 more times depending on how long this offensive possession goes for East Noble. But if this defense can cause a 3 and out or prevent them from scoring, you do have time. Worst case scenario to get a field goal, maybe to send this into overtime and get a little bit of bonus football. But if you can bleed that clock, get that score at the end, and put this one to bed, that would be great. But the kickoff is underway, received at the 10-yard line. Ran up the right side trying to find a hole, and certainly is not, brought down about the 23-24 yard line.
Sounds like Snider has 2 timeouts left, 3:40 left. So again,
we got time. So East Noble with 3 timeouts, Snider with 2 timeouts, 3:40 left in this contest here at the Ike. You know that all momentum right now is with Snider. But in my opinion, this is where a lot of coaching comes in. You do have great coaches on both sides of the ball right now. So can the players execute the coach's plan? And the players who can execute the best plan, that's who's going to end up walking away with the win. And it looks like they're going to continue in that Wildcat formation. So the plan here, trying to get to the outside, goes Alexander Phillips. So we have 2 Phillips on this team. They are brothers, Alex Phillips and Austin Phillips. But Alex Phillips keeps the ball, and most importantly for East Noble, he keeps the ball in play, which keeps that clock running. And right now, the clock is our biggest enemy. So this needs to be now for a 3 and out right here. Couple more first downs and this game is over. It needs to be now. If Snider wants to have a chance to put more points on the board and have a chance to win this ball game, it's got to be done here. And the thing that I am concerned about, that I saw against the team off of East State from last week, is you run plays like this where it is this Wildcat bunch formation, all this chaos going on, and you get sucked in, and then they decide to pull it and throw it, and that opens up a huge opportunity for a big play. So East Noble's going to let that clock run as much as they can. They are in no hurry whatsoever. And so Coach Tittman's got 2 timeouts left in his back pocket. He's going to have to start thinking about when he wants to call those in order to give his offense a chance to have a chance to win or tie this game. But that's not going to be possible if we can't stop the run. And Phillips goes again. But there is a penalty. There is a flag in the backfield. Most likely going, and it is a hold against East Noble, so that is going to push them back a bit with 2:19 left in the game.
Again, here we are. Again, haven't had a chance to see much of it, but it seems to me like it's been a pretty penalty-free episode. It doesn't. I don't know that there's been a lot of fouls on the field.
There in the first half, I think a lot of it was adrenaline and nerves on behalf of Snider. Big night for them. A lot of excitement. When you get that excited, technique sometimes goes out the window. So there were a little bit of penalties on our behalf there in the beginning, but we settled in. We've been playing pretty clean since then. East Noble here and there. But to your point, yes, there's been little to no penalties tonight, which is always great to see. There are other teams in the area that are known for their penalties and make it difficult to watch and or coach. But been pretty penalty-free this game here, so that does back them up. quite a bit, which helps us obviously.
Yeah, that linebacker, right? Dude, that he plays.
Here we go, 2nd and 13 for East Noble. Handoff to Phillips up the middle. Little to no gain there, and that is going to bring up 3rd and long.
Third down and 12 coming up for the night.
Of the second half, 1 remaining, but a huge 3rd and 11.
This is a most important 3rd and 11 for both teams. East Noble, if they can get this first down, and that'll pretty much be it, given that Snider just took a timeout and only has one left to use. For Snider, if they can stop them here and force a punt, that will give them just under 2 minutes to make something happen, whether that be a field goal to tie it or a touchdown with a PAT to send it into overtime. Which I'm absolutely not against free football and bonus play, but I think I'd rather just take the win.
Yeah, again, here we are, the opening of the stadium, big night for everyone, and be nice to see a big stop here in the little push and just let's just do this thing and end it with the cherry on top. The good comeback, everything would be fun to see.
Yep. Here we go. It is 3rd and 11. Up in the press box, you can feel the rumbling of the stadium. It is literally rumbling. Pass, tackle, did not get it. Absolutely did not get it. Back to maybe the original line, just past the original line of scrimmage. Probably gain of 4, so that's still going to make it 4th and long.
Hey, we don't know. You think they have to?
It is 4th and 7. And here's probably the biggest individual decision of the game thus far. And it looks like East Noble is going to keep their offense on the field. And this could be a situation where they try a trick play. This could be a situation where they set up in a regular formation, but whoever takes the snap just punts it from there because you have no one deep to field it. But we do have a timeout, and it looks like, I don't know who called it yet.
East Noble.
East Noble. Yep. East Noble calls a timeout. They will have 2 left in the remainder of this game to our 1. But this has been fun. This has been a fun game.
I take this time to, again, thank some people around us. Mr. Cook for coming out. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize for abandoning you on the scene. Just things been a little rampant around, but I've got nothing but compliments from my text message. You're doing a fantastic
I appreciate
job.
that. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
The situation here, these WRNS Productions, Snider Sports Network crew, again, we've got a bunch of kids out here, and I'd like to name them all, but we'll put the credits up at the end of the game so you get a chance, because I got about 30 of them. Like I said, they've been with me for 10 days, and I really don't know their names at this point because we've not been in a seating chart. We've not handed out, but I appreciate everyone's effort. I think it's been a great opening for us, and we will be doing every single home game at the Ike this season. We have 5 home games. Here we go. Here's the snap.
All right. It looks like they are going to punt it. Got to be disciplined and watch out for a fake punt. But here's the punt. Fielded, kicked. Good punt. Good punt. Fielded. Gets to the outside. Just tripped up at the 11-yard line. So, 1:14 to go. Down by 3. Snider has 1 minute, 14 seconds to drive 80, on the 11 yards, so 89 yards to win this game.
And I'm not sure the kicker for Snider, we've been used to have Montong, who was one of the better kickers in the area, graduated last year, so I'm not sure the foot on this young man, but we might get a chance to test that.
Maddox Chauvelin is our kicker, number 88. He goes 6'3", 166-pound junior getting warmed up. We can see now kicking into the net to our right. But it is first down from the 11. Johnson steps, and the ball is incomplete, a little low for his intended target. That is Keaton Robinson. So that brings up 2nd and 10 with 71 seconds left on the play clock. And that brings up 2nd and 10. Johnson in the shotgun with a single back. Looks to his right, throws, and that is complete. He needs to get out of bounds, and he does. That is Keytron Pascal out of bounds for a short gain. 2-yard gain brings up 3rd and 8. The good thing, the play clock though the game clock rather did stop, so that helps. But all these plays, unless it is a huge play, they need to get out of bounds to stop that clock. Snap, Johnson looks to his left, throws his left, and it is intercepted. It is tipped by the receiver and intercepted, and that will be returned for a touchdown. And East Noble, that is going to be it. East Noble will walk away from the Ike with the win over the Panthers with 55 seconds left in this game. It's unfortunate. It was just off the fingertips of the receiver. That defensive back just happened to be in the right place at the right time to get that deflected ball. And just because of the placement of where they were at on the field, there wasn't much in front of him to go to get to that end zone. But it is a pick 6 for the Knights of East Noble. I think that ball was just a little off target for the intended receiver. It would have been a hard grab regardless. And the kicker gets run into. I think we got a little
there's a little frustration again.
Yeah. But you know what? I will say there are a lot of teams that if put in the position that Snider was put in going into the locker room after the first half, it would not have resulted in the way that it has tonight.
No, they never gave up, fought back hard in the second half. And again, I think you come into this with set expectations, and the nervous energy can zap you. You know, and look for better results next week when we come back to the Ike for another home game.
Yeah, that first half was all it was all East Noble, and it took Snider really until the second half to settle in. And to find their rhythm and to start making those plays. If they would have started out the way that they started the second half during the first half, I think we might be looking at a little bit of a different result here. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. So the good thing is, it's unfortunate, obviously, as special and historic as tonight is. It is unfortunate to walk out without the results that you wanted. But if you look big picture, this doesn't hurt us really in any way, shape, or form. We start SAC play next week, and that's when the season really begins. That's when your conference play actually starts. So first 2 games of the season are going to be your non-conference games, playing teams that otherwise you wouldn't play throughout the season, or maybe playing higher levels of competition to really test to see where your team's at. But next week is when it really begins.
Yeah, we'll be back home next week. The broadcast starts 6:40, playing Bishop Lures. And we're looking forward to the action. Stay tuned. Subscribe to Panthers Pause 2.0 YouTube to get all the notes and information. Kickoffs off and on the way.
Oh, off the face mask of the first wave, picked up by the second wave, fumbled by that second wave. and I do believe East Noble has it. Kind of a muffed kick, hard to get up off the turf, but it is Snider ball. Officials just indicated that Snider does have possession. I'm not sure what we're going to see in this last 49 seconds. I would imagine a couple of Hail Marys to see if any special plays, anything that they may have drawn up. Might see some backyard football here to see if we can't get a score, onside kick. That's kind of the path we have with only 49 seconds and 1 timeout remaining. Is score quick, onside kick, recover that onside kick, and try to get at least in a field goal range to tie this up to go into overtime. But let's see what we have here. Johnson in the shotgun. Here's a snap, drop, look, launch, throw, caught, out of bounds to number 10. That is Caleb Clapper. Solid game there, and probably what we're going to see out of the East Noble defense is going to be a lot of soft coverage. We're going to let you catch it underneath. We're going to let them catch it underneath. Sorry, I was reading a text saying that I was doing well. I don't know who that was, but thank you. That's got away with a massive hold there. I don't blame him. But I lost my train of thought.
That's right. I'm just trying to show you where the game's almost over, and I appreciate you doing this for me. Again, it's a hard. I was out fighting, and I ran into you, so I know you're talking some football one day last week. Talked to you about it. Man, nothing I've got, but that's my sister-in-law. She's listening to stuff in the UP. She's listening to you on the broadcast. And they're on vacation, and she said that she'd tune in, and we've been talking about it every week to get somebody. We've got to play here, then we'll talk a little bit more.
Well, I hope she tuned in the second half, because that's when I think we got things figured out. Big hit, stayed in bounds, though, although we do have a player down, so that might temporarily stop the clock. But what I was saying was East Noble right now is probably going to let you get some yards. They're probably going to play soft coverage. Give up everything underneath, and then swarm to the ball and tackle you inside the lines to keep that game clock running.
So he must have got out of bounds because they did keep the clock.
Okay, so the clock did stop.
26 seconds.
26. Stepping up into the pocket is Johnson. Johnson taking off himself. He does go down. They're going to have to use their last timeout here, or quickly get to the. They're getting. I don't know if they're going to spike it. Oh, they're wasting time. Yep, and his clock is now under 10. They didn't use their last timeout. I don't know. I guess this is going to be the last play of the game, and it is going to be intercepted. It's going to be intercepted. He just goes down, and that is the game. So your final score here is 36-46. But nevertheless, we had great football.
Hey, again, it's an opportunity here, home game. The Ike, amazing facility. If you get a chance to come out, we're home again next week, 6:40 on the broadcast on Panthers Pause 2.0. Subscribe so you get the notices. But come out live. It is an incredible environment. I mean, the fans, and it's going to be hopping all season long. Special events. Got the fireworks tonight. And you know what? I am just happy to be a part of this. It's a great. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope you come back.
Well, I was told I was on a one-game contract.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to give it an extension. And but my students, again, 10 days in the classroom. You said it. You've seen them out here working every day to try to make this work.
Yeah.
And not only are we doing the broadcast production, over in the media or the scorer's box, we are running the Jumbotron, we are running the messages, and running the music. The kids have learned it all in 10 days.
Yeah.
Taking over the